Hook, imagine this: you're enjoying a quiet Sunday morning with your family, coffee in hand, kids playing in the backyard, when suddenly, there's a bang, bang, bang on your door. It's the HOA president. Let's call her Karen, waving a paper in your face, threatening fines for the color of your mailbox, of all things. You try to brush it off, but she doesn't stop. She escalates, and before you know it, the cops are at your door. But here's the twist. When the officer sees who opens the door, his face turns pale. He freezes. And then, with a nervous laugh, he says the words no one expected. "Judge, it's you. Stay with me, because this story isn't just about pettiness, power, and neighbors. It's about standing your ground, the law, and learning that sometimes the strongest message comes not from shouting, but from quiet dignity." It started small, almost laughably small. My wife Emily had been painting flower beds and updating our front yard after a rough winter. She chose a soft cream color for the mailbox post, a color that matched our shutters perfectly. But to Karen, the self-appointed queen of the HOA, it was an abomination. "You'll need to repaint that," Karen snapped one afternoon, catching Emily mid-stroke. "Mailbox posts must be white. It's in the handbook, page 37. Emily, always calm and collected, smiled politely. "I read the handbook, but it says light neutral colors are acceptable. Cream is neutral." That should have been the end of it, but Karen lived for battles. Within days, a letter arrived: 150 HOA fine for mailbox color violation. Emily chuckled, set it on the counter, and said, "I'm not paying for nonsense." Weeks passed, and each time we pulled into the driveway, Karen was lurking, phone in hand, snapping pictures like a paparazzi for the pettiest crime in suburbia. She harassed Emily at the grocery store, at the mailbox, even when she walked our dog. And then came the escalation. Karen called the police. It was early evening when the red and blue lights flashed outside our home. Emily froze, towel still in her hands from washing dishes. "They called the cops, over a mailbox," she whispered. The knock came sharp and commanding. Karen stood behind the officer, arms crossed, smirking like she had just toppled a king. "This resident is refusing to comply with HOA regulations," she barked. "I demand you take action." But when Emily opened the door, the officer's posture changed. His jaw slackened, his eyes widened, and then he whispered it, "Judge, it's you." Because Emily wasn't just my wife. She was also Judge Emily Carter, a respected county judge who had overseen some of the officer's toughest cases. Karen's smirk disappeared instantly. The officer cleared his throat, suddenly stiff with respect. "Your Honor, I didn't realize. I'm sorry. There's clearly no criminal matter here." Karen sputtered. "What do you mean? She's violating HOA law. You have to enforce it." Emily's calm gaze met the officer's. "Officer, am I under arrest? Did I commit a crime?" The officer shook his head. "No, Mom. High disputes are civil matters, not criminal. We have no authority here." Karen's face turned red. "This is unacceptable. She owes fines." "She's mocking our rules." Emily stepped forward, her voice soft but commanding. The same tone she used in her courtroom. "Karen, I've tolerated your harassment. But this ends now. You've crossed a line by weaponizing law enforcement for your personal vendetta. You've wasted police resources, and you've disrupted my family's peace." For the first time, Karen stammered, I was just trying to uphold the standards." "No." Emily cut in gently but firmly. "You were trying to control. And control is not the same as community." The officer gave Karen a hard look. "Ma'am, if you continue to make frivolous calls, you may face charges yourself." That night, as the patrol car drove away and Karen slunk back into her house, Emily sat on the porch swing. I sat beside her. She didn't gloat. She didn't celebrate. She just sipped her tea and said quietly, "Power doesn't come from shouting the loudest, or from fines, or even from titles. It comes from knowing when to stand firm and when to let go." Words spread fast. Neighbors who once feared Karen began standing up for themselves. Slowly the transformed. Petty fines dwindled, voices rose in meetings, and a sense of real community returned. Karen never apologized, but she no longer had her army of intimidation. And Emily? She just kept tending her flowers, painting her world in whatever colors she chose. Cream, lavender, or gold. Because true authority isn't about controlling others. It's about inspiring them to stand tall. Closing message. So next time someone tries to box you in with rules that don't make sense, remember Emily's lesson: quiet dignity and firm boundaries can shake the ground beneath even the loudest bully. And sometimes, the best justice isn't delivered in a courtroom. It's delivered on your own front porch.